A Utah woman who gave online parenting advice through a once popular YouTube channel has now been arrested on suspicion of aggravated child abuse. I do want to warn you, the allegations are incredibly disturbing.
Hello ladies and genitals, today we're going to cover the 8 passengers story. Now let me just say, this is probably the weirdest, the darkest and the just most messed up topic I think I'll ever cover. So long story short, the YouTuber Ruby Franke, owner of the 8 passengers channel, has been arrested, believed to be for alleged child abuse. Now, I don't really know where to begin with this topic, so I guess I'll just try and cover it in chronological order. But if you aren't familiar with the 8 passenger YouTube channel, here's a little brief insight into what they did.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
You've been sleeping on a beanbag.
I've been sleeping on a beanbag since October. And they gave my room back like 2 weeks ago.
So essentially, the 8 passengers YouTube channel was a mum and a husband. They had 6 children, so that makes up the 8. And they gave parenting tips. Yes, someone arrested on suspicion of child abuse gives parenting tips. They basically showcased, you know, tough love, tough discipline, tough parenting to their 6 children and kind of just encourage people to do the same. However, the YouTube channel has actually been taken down by YouTube. It did seem to be very out of the blue and people were like, what's happened? Are the kids okay? But yeah, if you actually search 8 passengers now on YouTube, you actually see loads of just documented evidence, allegations, all sorts of things addressing the parents and also addressing the whole situation. But following the termination of the channel, the rumor mill began to spin. There were many alleged rumors of child abuse dating back all the way to 2020, but last week, Ruby Franke was arrested, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. According to Fox News, one of her children apparently climbed out of the window to escape, ran to the nearest neighbour's house in a desperate attempt for help. Duct taped. Yes, duct tape around ankles and wrists, and malnourished. Luckily, the child was taken to hospital and received treatment. This allegedly led to the police turning up to the house that they were currently in, and they apparently found another child, a minor, who showed signs of abuse and malnourishment. I've seen reported that they had physical marks on their body. At the time of recording, she and her business partner remain in custody in Utah. The eldest daughter, Shari, posted this photo to her Instagram story titled, "Finally." Now this looks to me like it's Ruby Franke. You know, very similar, but you know, I can't confirm the legitimacy of it. Then she did in fact post this statement to her Instagram story not long after. She says, "Hi all, today has been a big day. Me and my family are so glad justice is being served. We've been trying to tell the police and the CPS for years about this, and so glad they finally decided to step up. Kids are safe, but there's a long road ahead. Please keep them in your prayers and respect their privacy." This is actually crazy to me. So she's saying that her and her family have been trying to contact the police and CPS about this for a while now. Years, in fact. They've been trying to explain to child protection services that their mums are wronging. But I'm just glad for their safety that they are now, you know, protected. You know, child protection services are now actually involved. Like, I can't believe it's taken so long, but better late than never, I guess. It's just a shame that it took a kid to actually escape from the parents' home just to, you know, bring some form of justice. But here I found in Reddit an arrest document. But everything I'm using through Reddit here is verified by admins of the Reddit pages. So I can't confirm it's 100% legitimate, but, you know, it's confirmed and lots of people seem to believe it. But according to this arrest record, Ruby Franke and Jody have both been arrested for aggravated child abuse, intentionally or knowingly. Ruby from the YouTube channel seems to have a history of, you know, treating children poorly, even going far enough to say in videos that mental illnesses are made up, which is pretty weird, you know. It definitely gives you an insight into the brain of Ruby. Apparently she's once said her child was faking an eating disorder. It's just so strange to me. Like, as a parent, you're supposed to support and raise your child, not belittle and put them down. But yeah, I found another Reddit post about the arrest, which gives us quite a bit more information. But like I said, it's verified by moderators in the Reddit. But like I said, I can't confirm the complete legitimacy of everything here. I'm merely reporting what I see. So apparently an insider who does not wish to be identified has come forward with information. We have verified that they are in fact present at the scene but cannot provide further details in order to respect their privacy. Here is what they are comfortable sharing. 20 plus officers responded at the scene with representatives from federal, state and local levels. Ruby and Jody were arrested. Ruby has been spending much of her time at Jody's residence in a different city. We do not know if Kevin has been arrested yet or will be arrested yet. A representative for Kevin stated that he's trying to gain custody of the kids and a hearing date is set for next week, so I could provide you an update with that if we hear anything. There are reports of child malnourishment. The 2 youngest Frank children were seen by paramedics. All the children are now safe and getting the care that they need. So I think that last line can probably confirm a lot of the rumours. You know, people have been saying for years that she starves her kids and she uses food as punishment. She's had a very strong stance over the years about using food as a punishment, which I will actually show you evidence of later. Like, this is absolutely disgusting and I just feel so sorry for the children. But who is Jody? Jody is Ruby's business partner. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, but they run a business where they teach people to successfully navigate life and relationships. What? These people I've spoken about are doing that. It's also described by Fox News as a parent counselling service. Yes, 2 people arrested for alleged child abuse cases are doing that. These 2 people are awful. Ah yes, just 2 people documenting abuse. Nothing that should have been looked into sooner. But yeah, I saw an article from Fox News which can give us a little bit more insight. Washington County, Utah, 8 passengers, mother Ruby Frank and Jody Hildebrandt, of the parent counselling service Connections, were arrested Wednesday night for 2 counts each of aggravated child abuse. Ruby Frank was behind the 8 passenger series, which had nearly 2.3 million subscribers on their YouTube channel before it was taken down. The series is run by couple Ruby and Kevin Frank, a Mormon couple with 6 children. So Ruby is also a member of the business team division of Connections, a parenting and business counseling service. Jody Hildebrandt is the founder of the company whose mission statement reads, "We invite, encourage healing and facilitate personal growth through impeccable honesty, rigorous personal responsibility, and vulnerable humility." For $75 a week, the company provides 90-minute group sessions moderated by Hildebrandt to empower each other to heal and change. They also offer counseling for business with an 18-week program on the company leadership that costs $14,985. What the fuck? Like, it's actually scary that these people are being paid to push this onto people. Like, these views are being monetized. They're making loads of money. Well, they were making loads of money. Because you could probably guess that the company will be, like, liquidated or wound up. Like, I'm sure the US government will do something about this. CPS will be taking this seriously, surely. But I did also see a statement from Ruby's sisters about the whole situation. For the last 3 years, we have kept quiet on the subject of our sister Ruby Frank for the sake of the children. Behind the public scene, we've done everything we could to try and make sure the kids were safe. So I think when they say they're being quiet, I think they mean so they don't interfere with the legal side of things. We wouldn't feel right about moving forward with regular content without addressing the most recent events. Once we do, we will not be commenting on it further. Ruby was arrested, which needed to happen. Jody was arrested, which needed to happen. The kids are now safe, which is the #1 priority. So it's very clear to see the family know and see how bad what she's done is. They clearly have strong opinions on it and believe their own sister deserved to be arrested, which must be really hard to come out and say. So I guess props to them for that. Like, it must be so crazy to realize your siblings done that. There's also a video that one of Ruby's sisters called Bonnie posted.
My sisters and I, we are on the very same page. We put out a message. You can read that on Instagram. And for the last 3 years, we have truly clung on to each other and offering support to one another. And I don't think any of us could have ever seen this coming. We all did as much as we could legally, and you don't know what you don't know. I do feel a little bit numb at this point. The only thing that we ultimately care about is that our nieces and nephews are safe, and they are. And that is the only thing that matters to any of us. It is going to feel weird for me to move forward.
So yeah, I think it's very clear that all the sisters are in agreement. Like, this is such a horrible thing, and to know your sibling did it must feel just dreadful. But I did actually see a tweet which left a link to a Google document sheet which actually, you know, shows loads of different actual individual evidence clips Ruby Frank has done, including victim blaming people who were victims of SA.
If you end up pregnant, then you had sex first. Or if you were pregnant, you were taken advantage of. And what did you do to put yourself in a situation where you're being taken advantage of?
This is one of those situations where there was so many bits of content out there. There was so many bits of, like, you know, evidence leading towards this person just being fucking unbearable. Yet they were allowed to just crack on and spout shit to the public. Like, there were comments on this TikTok saying things like, oh, I was sleeping, but okay. And like, I was walking home at night, but okay. But you know, according to Ruby, you put yourself in the position. But how can she be serious? But I said earlier I'd, you know, showcase her using starvation as a punishment tactic.
Torturing him, stop it. I know you're not, but it looks like you are. Okay, Russell.
I'm only gonna say it one more time, and then you're gonna lose the privilege to eat dinner.
What? Like, that didn't seem like a joke to me. The kids are just playing, just like tickling each other. Imagine looking at that and going, yeah, that's worthy of starvation. This led to the point where teachers were getting involved, because one of the kids was sent to school with no lunch.
I just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
Oh my god, man. What? I hope no one steps in and gives her a lunch. She posted this to a public YouTube channel, by the way, with millions of followers. This was public for everyone to see. But I thought we should end this with some Ruby and Jody content, seeing as they won't be making much media behind bars.
Jody and I have each shared an example from our own lives of what real love looks like, which isn't what the world thinks is love. They'd push back and say, whoa, that's mean. You're not going to be loved. Your children are going to kick you out of their lives. So when people say, well, if you do that, then your child's not going to trust you. If you do that, then your child's not going to love you. Well, exactly. I'm just revealing that my child is refusing to love unconditionally. I don't want anyone in my life who's not going to be loving. So if my child will only love me if I give them what they want, then that's not really love.
So this takes a very strong soul, because most of us are not even willing to consider not having our children in our lives. And I hope that you'll reconsider.
What the fuck are you two waffling about? Like, genuinely, my kid won't love me unconditionally. Give your head a wobble. But if you ever get out, Ruby, and you decide you want to make YouTube videos again, I've got some video ideas for you. How about being a good parent challenge? Would probably have gone wrong in brackets. You victim blame, you lose. And my apology video for being insufferable. But yeah, I do apologise if this video seemed a little bit all over the place at times. Like, I'm new to making videos like this, and this was quite a big topic to cover. You know, it's quite tough to watch some of the stuff that's being said, because like a lot of the stuff is just truly disturbing. But if you did enjoy, please do feel free to leave a like on the video and subscribe. Subscribing is completely free, and you can always unsubscribe at any moment if you get annoyed at the sight of my stupid ugly face. But yeah, cheers. Bye.